Well, I mean, we're talking about Mixer and Twitch and these dueling platforms and coming out with a lot of features to one up another. But let's talk about another competitor in the platform scene, the Epic Game Store, one that's near and dear to my heart. This doesn't really have anything to do with them, but it's more the backlash against them. So Epic has just released an official statement denouncing the disturbing trend of harassment towards its partners. This comes in the wake of the game Ooblets from the studio Glumberland, announcing a temporary exclusivity with the Epic Game Store. Names aside, according to the studio, they've received thousands, if not tens of thousands, of hate messages in response to this exclusivity deal with Epic from their fans. And here's the official statement from Epic. We at Epic Games have often shared our views about the game business and companies in it, and we support the entire game community's right to speak freely and critically about these topics, including the topic of Epic, our products, and our store. When everyone shares their earnest views, the best ideas ultimately prevail. And then they also went on to say that there has been a trend of fake screenshots, videos, and technical analysis, as well as intimidation tactics used on those with opposing views to some of these people that are putting out these messages. So I'd love to get your thoughts here on this, like, harassment and just this. We've talked about this a bunch of times, and I'm just bringing it up again because I keep thinking when I don't hear about this for a few weeks that we're going to be done with this and that people are going to just stop this shit. But apparently, like, everybody is like 6 years old. Like, what is the big deal with a game going to Epic exclusively, temporarily, mind you, probably like 6 months, to get cash flow to help them make their game? What is the issue?
Well, I got a couple ooblets.
What's the name of the game and the developers, Matt? Can you tell me again?
This is pretty popular. It's Ooblets from Glumberland.
Oh, okay.
You sound like it sounds like you're talking about like Rick and Morty or something.
It does.
Like a mobile game.
I'm with you here, Matt, on that one. It really makes the whole community look bad. I think it's one thing to not like exclusivity of the Epic Game Store. It's fine not to like their practices, this, that, the other thing. There's literally no need to harass anybody, insult them verbally, otherwise, threaten violence, those kinds of things on somebody that really is just looking out for probably making the best business decision that they can in the current climate to release their video game. And why do it? It makes everybody involved in this whole gaming community thing look like you said, 6-year-olds. Like, we can't form, an argument to why we don't like these things. We have to go straight to making threats of violence and name calling and things like that. It's absurd.
Yeah,
I know. I butt heads. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems with the internet is like the being anonymous all the time. Like, people can just act like fucking assholes, and like there's no repercussion because you don't know who they are. And like people, because of the internet too, like a lot of people have like we've lost like constructive criticism or constructive arguments and just like automatically resort to just like, fuck you, you're an idiot, like you're dumb, and like, you know what I mean, and like just not you're not creating a conversation that's like conductive to like fixing a problem or improving a situation. You're just like sinking to the lowest form of like arguing or just people have like lost people just have lost the ability to like like be reasonable and like try to like be constructive to like find a solution, where it's just easier to like act like an asshole and like expect to get your way because of that.
I don't know anybody like that. Not at all.
I can't think
it's tribalism. It's still going on. It's still the Steam boys pissed off.
It is the Steam boys, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm odd man out here, and I argue with Matt and Wolf
No,
about this quite frequently with the whole Epic Games thing.
I don't like Epic Games.
Yeah, Ben's
my big. It's not the. I mean, because if you essentially compare it, it's no different than somebody who goes out and spends the money on an Xbox or a PlayStation, and PlayStation goes out and buys exclusivity for
Sure.
Destiny content or
Sure.
Black Ops content. There's no difference there. And yeah, there's bitching and griping on this immature level that we were just talking about. But I just don't like Tencent. I mean, if it was anybody else, I don't think I would mind. Like, I don't bitch about Origin games library. I bitch about Origin because it's EA, so, but, I don't complain about GOG or Ubi. Just, it's more about the monetization and the people who's got their fingers involved with it. But going along with what you guys said, I do agree that there's nothing better that could happen for the industry in terms of competition and support for the developers and more money, because they are going to get more money than they will out of Steam. And they will be able to turn that around and make better games or further that game along. And there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
I mean, I'm fine with people like you or anybody criticizing Epic. Like, like anybody should. But like to go out and harass a game for, like I said, trying to bolster their cash flow on a temporary deal. It's temporary. They'll probably be on Steam in 6 months. And what Epic's been doing now, and I joke around a lot about being like an Epic fanboy. I'm really not. I like both platforms. I hope they both have success. But they're giving these indie developers exclusivity deals that literally have written in them that they will give them the cash for their baseline sales. So even if the game flops, the developer will still make money from Epic. What is better than that? I mean, how can somebody not like that?
Well, and for me, like, it all comes back to, like, why wouldn't you want more competition? Why would you shit on the new platform and just be like, I want Steam only? Like, the more competition always creates a better product for the consumer. It's just how it is.
Yeah, competition creates innovation. It's spurs on innovation, because if you don't change, if you don't adapt, if you don't innovate, then you're gonna fucking fail, because there's someone else who's doing that, hopefully. But the thing that I was just thinking of was, have we seen that innovation that we, to revisit that when, in previous podcasts, when this was all happening with Epic coming into the scene and everything, have we seen anything from Steam to innovate?
They don't need to.
Yeah, they don't need
I
to.
mean,
So now Epic doesn't need to really either.
I think that we're not allowing Epic to. Look at what we're talking about. Not sorry to interrupt you, but to literally answer your question is that we have this bullshit going on in the industry that is not allowing platforms like Epic to.
I think this is just chatter. I don't think this is bar.
But I mean, if we keep harassing them, it's like, what?
People are going to be less. Yeah, like Josh is saying. I'm sorry to interrupt both of you, but like Josh is saying, people are going to be less likely to go to Epic if people are going to freak out like that on
Yeah, flame them for it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
I think there's still people going to Epic.
I think 9 times out of 10, they'll buy it. Like the upcoming Phoenix Point game. I know a lot of people were bummed out about that because they said that they were going to have, they were going to be on Steam, and now they're not. But I'll still buy it. I really am excited for that game. I think everybody. I turned around and bought Metro the moment it came out.
Yep.
It's not going to stop me. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Tencent, and I'm not going to repeat myself here, but those people will still buy those games regardless of the platform. They'll bitch and whine about it. Yeah. Just how the gaming industry is. They're just going to create this fake drama, whine about it, and then they're going to turn around and play it.
It's in every industry, man.
It's just it's just wild. I just keep thinking we're going to get past it.
I think
here's something else,
man.
There again, what's the game that was announced E3, and it's the third one in the trilogy, and it's that Chinese, that Chinese or Japanese
Shenmue.
Oh, yeah. They were taking pre-orders on Steam, on a Kickstarter and stuff like that, and then they turn around and said, "Well, we're not going to refund those people who don't want to buy it on Epic or whatever it is that they're coming out." And I think that is BS and unfair, and that's on the developer, not Epic, but. Well, that shit's crap.
Well, Epic turned around. I think Epic paid for all of the
pre-order. Oh, did
they? I think I think that was the one that.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Epic. Granted, you're right. Like their practices, some of the practices of the people, affiliated with them aren't great. You can criticize that all day, but I don't think there's any reason to take the conversation and, run it through the mud like that.
I think we need another person to slip into here so we can create some real competition rather than this fake.
I think they're
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
They're coming. Xbox has got theirs coming up. Ubisoft have theirs coming up. We're going to see them. There's going to be more platform.
There's other
competition
players.
coming
They're just
here.
biding
They're not
their
going to be
time.
free like Epic and Steam are, which is a big thumbs down for me. But we are going to see, and that might lead to places like Epic and Steam starting to charge people. We may see that happen, but
yeah,
I'm glad that there is the competition in the market, like you guys said.